we'll continue with our topic that we were dealing with, that is parts of the alimentary canal. So in this series we have already studied about the first three parts. The first part is mouth, and the second part is esophagus, and the third part is stomach. So we have already studied about these three parts. Okay, now there is one more thing which is left about the stomach is acidity. Now this is given in your NCERT textbook. Now what is acidity and how it is caused? Now due to the excessive release of acid, as we know that the gastric juice releases the hydrochloric acid, so sometimes there is excessive release of this acid, the hydrochloric acid. So due to the excessive release of the acid, the acidity is caused. So and the reason for acidity is excessive release of the acid, or excessive acid is there in the stomach that causes acidity. Okay, and then to neutralize the acid we take antacids are there. So antacid neutralize the acidity problems and we get relieved of that. Now we move to the third part of the alimentary canal, that is small intestine. So today we are going to study about small intestine. Now let us recall that I have already told you that esophagus enters the stomach. Okay, and this esophagus, when it enters the stomach, there is a valve, and when the stomach ends and the exit and entry point of the stomach is guarded by valve, or in your book it is given as, the valves are called as sphincters. Okay, so at both the places, at the opening of the stomach as well as at the exit of the stomach, the valves are there, or sphincters are there, or sphincter muscles are there. Okay, these valves are made up of actually muscles. Okay, so these guard the, this regulate the opening and closing of the, or entry and exit of the food in the stomach. Okay, so the food moves from the digested food which is there in the stomach. Now the food in the stomach will remain for about 3 to 4 hours, and then the food get digested, and then it moves into the small intestine. Okay, now how does the food moves in the small intestine? That I have already told you, through peristaltic movements. So peristaltic movement will take place in the stomach, and the food from the stomach will be pushed to the small intestine. So through this, sphincter is there. Okay, so through the sphincter will open and the food will move from the stomach, and the stomach will empty itself into the small intestine. So we are going to study about the small intestine. So first thing you should know about that, it is the largest part of the alimentary canal. Largest part of alimentary canal. So I am writing AC here for alimentary canal. So it is the largest part of the alimentary canal. Okay, and it is present, if you see the diagram given in your book, it is present in a coiled form. You can see here it is present in a coiled form in a very small area of the abdomen. So it is present in the abdomen, and it is the longest part of the alimentary canal. Okay, now what happens here? Now already I was telling you that exit of the food from stomach is regulated by sphincter muscles, which release it into the small amounts in small amounts into the small intestine. Okay, so from stomach the food now enters the small intestine. So this is, you can underline in your NCERT. Now that the longest part of the alimentary canal is fitted into compact space because of extensive coiling. So this is about the alimentary canal. Now what happens in the in the small intestine, that we are going to study about the small intestine. So what happens in the small intestine? Basically two functions takes place in the small intestine. So what are these two functions? Number one, completion of digestion. So digestion of the main components of the food are carbohydrate, fats and proteins. So these carbohydrate, fats and proteins are completely digested in the small intestine, and then absorption of these substances, absorption of the digested nutrients also takes place in the small intestine. So these are the two main things which are taking place in the small intestine. So whenever a question is asked what is the function of the small intestine, you can always tell that food gets completely digested, and most of the most of the digested food is absorbed by the small intestine. Okay, now small intestine is the largest part and it is divided into three parts. So your homework is to find out the name of those three parts. That is not given in the NCERT. Okay, search and you will get what are the three parts of the small intestine. Now let us study about about the small intestine. How does the food gets digested here? How does food get? So we are going to see digestion of food, digestion of food in small intestine. How does the food get digested in the small intestine? So the small intestine receives three different types of digestive juices. Okay, so first one is the bile juice. Bile juice is secreted by the liver. So I will explain it later on. I will just write how the food get digested. The food get digested by three digestive juices. Number one, bile juice. Second one is pancreatic juice, and the third one is intestinal juice. Okay, so bile juice, pancreatic juice and intestinal juice. Now bile juice is secreted by liver. Okay, as you can see here in this diagram, you can see in the diagram given in your book on page number this is the page number 99. You can see this liver is situated just on the right side of the stomach. On the right side of the abdominal cavity, liver is there, and just below the liver there is a small pouch is there called as gallbladder, which stores the bile. Okay, so liver secretes the bile and the bile is stored by the gallbladder. So gallbladder stores bile. So bile juice is produced by the liver and stored by the gallbladder. So what is a gallbladder? It is a pouch. It is a pouch, very small pouch which is just present below the liver. Present below liver. Now plus anti means present. Those who have studied from me last year, they know what is present and absent, how am I writing. Those who are new to me, they can understand plus anti means present. So it is a gallbladder is a small pouch which is just present below the liver. Okay, so liver secretes the bile juice. Now let us talk about how does it reach the small intestine. So suppose this is the curve of the small intestine. I am not making other things, I am just making the curve. This is present just here is the this side is the stomach and here is the just starting the small intestine. So liver is somewhat present here. Liver is somewhere present here. So let me use the other color so that you can understand. And below the liver there is a gallbladder. So I will write here GB, gallbladder. So from the liver a duct is coming out. Okay, this duct is called as bile duct. We can simply call it as bile duct. Okay, and there is a duct going from the liver into the gallbladder also, because the liver supply the bile juice to the gallbladder, and then gallbladder also releases a duct, and that together forms a common bile duct. This is a common bile duct which is coming from the gallbladder as well as from the liver. This bile duct, then what happens? Now here is another gland is there which is called as pancreas. So pancreas is present here. So a duct is coming out from the pancreas also, as you can see. So this bile duct joins the duct of the pancreas, and they release bile juice plus pancreatic juice together. So a common duct is there which release both bile juice as well as pancreatic juice into the small intestine. So always remember that bile juice and the pancreatic juice are released together in the small intestine. Okay, now let us talk about the functions of the bile juice. What are the functions of the bile juice and what does the bile juice contain? So bile juice contain mainly two components are there: bile salts and bile pigments. Bile pigment give the color to the bile juice, and bile salts, now we will be dealing about bile salts here, because bile salts are utilized or used in digestion. So bile salts actually what they do, they break down bigger fat into smaller fat. So you see here, this is a type of physical change. A bigger fat molecule, this is a big fat molecule, it break down into smaller molecules of fat, or we say fat globules. Okay, so the big fat breaks into fat globules. So this is the, if you take, this is just like you take a big paper and then tear it and make in smaller bits of paper. So these fat globules represent smaller bits of paper and this a big sheet of paper, and this process is called as, it is called as emulsification of fats. Okay, so emulsification of fats means big fat is changed into smaller fat globules. This is done by the bile salts. Now bile salts are present in the bile juice. Now one more important thing you should remember about the bile juice is that bile juice does not contain any digestive enzyme. Bile juice does not have any digestive enzyme. So a question is asked many times, yet bile juice does not have any digestive enzyme, then how they are used in digestion? So how they are used, I have told you the first point is that they break down big fat into smaller fat globules. A big fat molecule is broken down into smaller fat. This is the first function. This is the first function of the bile juice. Now what is the second function of the bile juice? Let us try to discuss about the second function of the bile juice. Now bile juice along with pancreatic juice. Okay. Now what is the medium of the food coming from the stomach? The medium of the food coming from the stomach is acidic. Why? Because of the hydrochloric acid. Now this medium has to be changed to basic or alkaline. So this change of the medium is done by these two juices. They change the medium. Bile juice along with pancreatic juice helps in changing the medium of the food from acidic to basic. Always remember that. The medium is changed from acidic to basic. Why the medium is changed? I told you, if you have seen my video clip properly, I told you enzymes are medium sensitive. Some enzymes work in acidic medium and some enzymes work in basic medium. So enzymes of the pancreatic juice and the intestinal juice, they work only in the basic medium. So the medium has to be changed. Okay, I hope it is clear that bile juice and pancreatic juice together changes the medium of the food from acidic to basic. Okay, so this is the function of the bile juice. Now let us move to the pancreatic juice. So number 2 juice is the pancreatic juice. Now pancreatic juice is released by the pancreas. Pancreas is a gland which is a heterocrine or mixed gland. Now why it is a mixed gland? Because it is exocrine as well as endocrine. About endocrine you have already studied in 8th class. Okay, now what is exocrine and endocrine? Exocrine glands are those glands which release their secretion directly into the duct, and endocrine glands are those glands which release their secretion directly into the blood. So this is the gland which can have endocrine part as well as exocrine part. So that is why pancreas is called as a mixed gland. Okay, now let us move to the functions of the pancreas. Now pancreatic juice contains lot of enzymes. Now all the enzymes are not given in your book, in your text syllabus. So the enzyme given in your book is trypsin. Okay, and then one more enzyme is given that we will see here in your NCERT book. If you see the enzymes given here, trypsin is given here. Okay, and then it is given here about the lipase is also given here. Lipase, these two enzymes, only these two enzymes are given. So what is this trypsin? Trypsin is a protein digesting enzyme. It digests complex protein into simpler proteins. So complex proteins are converted into simpler proteins. Okay, so this is the enzyme given in the pancreatic juice, and then we have another enzyme called as lipase. Lipase is a fat digesting enzyme. What it does? Converts emulsified fats. It digests emulsified fats. Now remember, what are emulsified fats? Emulsified fats are broken down fats by the bile salts present in the bile juice. They are smaller globules of fat. So why emulsification is important? Because if the fat is broken down into smaller pieces, then it can be easily digested. So emulsified fats are digested by the lipase into smaller, or we can say simpler fat. Okay, so these are the two enzymes given in the pancreatic juice. And then finally the food moves to the next part of the alimentary canal. Okay, within the alimentary canal these all these processes are taking place. So first the food means food encounters the bile juice, and then food encounters the pancreatic juice, and then the food encounters the intestinal juice. So the intestinal juice is released by the intestinal glands. Okay, these intestinal glands are, it is not a separate organ. Some cells of the wall of the small intestine get modified to function as gland, and those cells are called as intestinal gland, and they release intestinal juice. So intestinal juice contain lot of enzymes that you are going to study in your higher classes. Okay, now what are present in these enzymes? Let us try to understand now, and what these enzymes do actually. Now they convert the, after the enzymes of the intestinal juice finally convert all the carbohydrate, all the carbohydrate that we have eaten into what, into a simplest substance that is called as glucose. Okay, all the proteins that we have eaten are finally digested and converted into amino acids, and all the fat that we have eaten is finally converted into fatty acid and glycerol. So you can see here the food is now completely digested, and these are the simplest substances: glucose, glucose, amino acids, fatty acid and glycerol. These are the simplest substances, and these substances are then absorbed by the small intestine. Okay, so glucose is made from, or this is converted from carbohydrates. All the complex carbohydrates are broken down into simplest carbohydrate, that is glucose. All the proteins get broken down into amino acids, and all the fat get broken down into fatty acid and glycerol. So finally our digestion is completed. You can see in your NCERT textbook the enzyme present in it. Finally, in it means, here in it means the enzyme present in the intestinal juice convert all the proteins to amino acids, complex carbohydrate into glucose, and fats into fatty acid and glycerol. So our digestion is completed. So we will be studying about how does it get absorbed by the small intestine in the next session. Okay, and I hope that you are listening to these notes properly. Listen and make your notes, and keep on doing the work. Don't delay the work, because it will pile up. So as soon as the school will or reopen, I will check the copies, make notes properly. Thank you, students.